Hey, welcome back to Derek's Filmic Fascinations. So, this week, we're doing something this week. This isn't a weekly show. So this video is going to be a little bit different from the previous and only other video I put out on this channel. So we're actually doing a little bit of a shoot-off today between two very slightly different cameras. We're going to be testing what was my daily shooter for most of 2019, the Minolta Hi-Matic AF-2, against a very slightly upgraded version of that camera, the Minolta Hi-Matic AF-2 MD. You see, they went and got a medical degree for the camera and then repackaged it and sold it for more. That was a stupid joke. The MD does not stand for medical degree in this situation. Instead, it stands for motor drive. So you don't have to manually advance the film. The camera does it for you every time you press the shutter. It also comes with a date back. So the AF-2 is my daily shooter, like I said, for most of last year. Love shooting with it. It's a great little point and shoot. Love the photos that come out of it. Here's like a few examples of some photos that I shot with it that I really, really enjoy. And when I found out that there was a more upgraded version of the AF-2, I was like, oh, I wanna try that out, see if it's worth it. So please come along with me on this journey as we test out the two cameras against each other. So I rode out with JC to Roosevelt Island, which is this great little island in the East River. We were so sweaty when we got there. It was miserable, if I'm being honest. They both have identical optics. They both are 38mm lenses, f2.8. So really the images should be pretty well identical. I guess really what we're testing out here are the cameras themselves. Form factor, usability, ease of use, other things that mean the exact same thing. So it's more of just kind of a personal opinion vibe check on the cameras, I guess. This is more of a vibe check test. Yeah, we're checking which of these cameras has the bigger vibe. I've really taken a liking to Kodak's Color Plus film stock lately, so I was shooting that in both of these cameras. So I had a little bit of trouble loading the camera initially, and I have shot 2 more rolls on the MD since then, and every time loading it is a little bit of a struggle. The back of the camera really does not want to be pressed down unless the film is really very flat, which is not the easiest thing to achieve. Problems are starting to appear. One second. Which is a problem I've never experienced with the standard AF-2. So it's not like a big problem. Aha! Just something to be aware of. Also, the back always seems to have a little bit of give when the film is in there. It moves just the slightest amount. It can like be depressed a little bit, and that just I'm not a huge fan of it. So I was thinking, how am I supposed to tell the rolls apart? Because they're essentially the same camera. But since this one's got a date back, all these photos are gonna have a date back. But that being said, the date back goes from 1980 to 2019 and then resets. So all of these photos are gonna be dated. Should we do like 92? Although this camera came out in like 82. Should we do that? Let's do 82. Let's do 82. Good year. I don't know what any of this says because it's all in Japanese. We got 2000, Y2K. Let's keep going up. What the hell just happened? I don't know what I just did. Uh-oh. Oh no, what have I done? I don't know what that button does. All right, 2019 and 1980. So let's do 82. Yeah, and lock that in, I think. And we're good. I'm trying to like pull focus on this thing and then tilt it up a bit because I want the center of my frame to be going like past it, but I don't want it just to focus to infinity and then have this be like out of focus. I don't know if you can do that with this camera, but I'm gonna try. Oh yeah, okay, yes. The little red dot showed up next to the decapitated person, and then when I lift it up, it stays there. Okay, cool. This is why we go to places like Roosevelt Island. Not for the photos, just for the grad.
Yo.
When I got this, I put the strap this way because I thought it'd look cooler to have it hanging from the side rather than up top. But then every time you go to take a photo, you've got a load of straps in the way of your hand. So I'll probably switch that back. The frame lines are definitely brighter in the standard AF-2, like substantially brighter, which is surprising. But
Yeah.
they're also like the actual frame lines are like thicker in the AF-2, the standard one, which I like. Like it's not really as, the viewfinder's a little, leaves something to be desired on the MD. So originally my plan was to meet with Sissy on Roosevelt Island and shoot around, but for reasons unbeknownst to me, she was not there when we arrived. But eventually she caught up, and we accosted her at a Starbucks and berated her for being so late. We went around, we shot a load of stuff. It was a pretty cool island.
Yo.
We saw this pool through a window that I was really digging, and if you see in this shot, the colors of my backpack and my outfit are actually really nicely complementing the colors of the inside of the pool area. If only we could have gotten inside.
Yo.
So obviously at this point in time, I don't know which camera like takes better photos. I mean, my guess is that they're gonna look pretty much the same. If they look pretty much the same, which one would I go with? Because I do like the manualness of this camera. It's, you know, it's fully auto, but as far as like you advance the film, it's got a nice feel to it. This one, I just like the way this one looks better though. But there's more potential for things to break and go wrong on this because it's a motor drive. So I don't know, just thoughts, things I'm thinking about.
Yo.
So I think these two photos are a really good example of one of the problems I came across with the MD. It will miss focus more often than the standard AF-2 does. They're standard point and shoots. They're not always going to nail focus on what you wanted them to nail focus on. That's just part of using point and shoots. But I found the MD failed to get the close focus I was looking for much more often than the standard AF-2 ever has in my like 2 years or so of shooting with it pretty regularly. Like here you'll see some other photos where I was trying to take a picture of a subject directly in front of the camera, yet the camera chose to focus on the background.
Yo.
So I'm not sure if that's a problem just with my specific unit that I got, or if it's just a larger model problem with the MD. So one little point of difference on this last shot that we took with the flash, the AF-2 MD does charge the flash much faster than the standard AF-2, but the results of said flashes are pretty much identical. All right, AF-2 standard, manual rewind like a savage, but yeah, pretty basic. Good. Pop. And there we have it. This one, we just got a button that says rewind. I don't know if I have to hold it or if I just press it once. I feel like you probably got to press this to release it though. And now let's give it a shot. Oh.
Oh, you gotta hold it down.
Maybe. And sounds like it's done. Let's see. Hey, and there we go. There you have it. 2 rolls of Kodak Color Plus. 1 shot on the Hi-Matic AF-2, 1 on the Hi-Matic AF-2 MD. All right, get these developed and see how they turned out. All right, so like I said, I shot 2 more rolls since then on the AF-2 MD. Here are a couple of those, and we can just look at those while I talk a little bit more about it. Both models are super fun to shoot on. I love the form factor. I love the way they look. Both of them run on 2 AA batteries, which is one of the things that originally drew me to the AF2, but the MD eats through AA's way faster than the standard AF2 does. The AF2 MD I've shot 3 rolls with at this point, just 3 rolls in about 2 months or so, and the motor drive is really chugging after each shot that I take. So it just eats through AA's. You're gonna have to replace those a lot more often than with the standard AF2. The framing lines in the standard AF2 are a little thicker than they are in the MD, which I guess in theory you'd want kind of thinner frame lines so it's not taking up more of your viewfinder. But I kind of like the slightly thicker lines. It feels nicer. This is a vibe check, remember, we're just checking the vibes on these cameras. Much as I love the MD with the grip on the right-hand side of your hands, I really do like the way that looks. I cannot stress that enough. The date back just adds this extra level of bulk to it that kind of negates having that grip on the side, because your thumb doesn't really have anywhere comfortable to sit because the date back sticks out at right kind of where you want your thumb to be. And it's really just kind of uncomfortable to hold, which is something I've never thought about when shooting with the standard AF2. Also, with the strap mounting points being directly on the side of the camera rather than on the front corner of the camera, that gets right in the way of your palm as you're trying to hold the camera. Don't get me wrong, the AF2 MD did produce some great images. I absolutely love some of the shots that I got on the 3 rolls of film that I shot with it. I mean, this photo, for example, is one of my favorite photos I have ever taken, just bar none. I absolutely am in love with this photo, and it was on the MD, so I'm not saying it's a bad camera. I really, really love shooting with it, but I don't think this is a photo that I couldn't have gotten just as easily on the standard AF2. So as nice as it looks, as aesthetically good as the AF2 MD is, unfortunately, the doctor is not in. That doesn't even make sense. That's not a joke. So yeah, I am sorry to say, but I am going to be reselling my AF2 MD in lieu of just holding on to my standard AF2, my little boy. So that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching another installment of Derek's Filmic Fascination. Is that what we went with? That's what Derek's film. Hey, if you like the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you want to see more content on this channel, there's a whole bunch of us making videos about film photography. Be sure to subscribe to Under Develop. We're really excited about this channel, and we really hope to make some great content for you throughout however long this channel's around. Should be a good time. So until next time, guys, keep on shooting. No, can we rewrite that? Can we rewrite that? I don't want to say that. Can we rewrite it?
Yo.